Good morning, Sagittarius, and welcome to my channel. This is the Oracle of Zoraya Utranaya, and today I'll be doing a reading for you for the week of July the 7th to the 13th, 2024. I've already cut your decks and I've shuffled them all 4 times each, utilizing the numerology of the date July the 7th, 2024. That way we can dive right in. All right. Okay. Aries had this too. This was their second card. And so we are starting off with some fire energy, something of our own element. Okay. I have 4 planets in Sagittarius and I have 3 planets in Aries. So this is very nice to see. This week we're stepping into our true authentic power. We are being bold. We are being assertive. We are going after what we want. We are definitely taking action about things that perhaps we have been planning or that have been in slow motion. Maybe things are moving a little bit more quicker. And we are also being encouraged here to take a calculated risk. All right. Now, the King of Wands, he is a very good businessman. He is a very good manager, supervisor, entrepreneur. When he has something that he spends his time on, he doesn't like to waste his time on just anything, and whatever he chooses to spend his time on, he nurtures it into existence and he takes care of it. He gives it what it actually needs and requires in order to flourish. Okay, and that's, he kind of like treats it like a baby, but not in a facetious way. Okay, he treats it like something that is important to him, and doesn't waste time doing things he doesn't care about. So this is clearly evident with you this week, my dear Sagittarius. Now, going back to the risk, the calculated risk. As you see here, there is a salamander beside the king here, and there's also salamanders all over this king's cloak. So this indicates that he's protected from fire. And that means that you're protected from risk. But clearly this is not like any risk. You can't just go jumping into fire. You can't go jumping into traffic. You're not encouraged to go take out your life savings and invest it in a stock or a meme coin that someone on the internet was talking about. This is calculated risk. If you're not an expert in something, you're going to go seek out advice before doing it. You're crossing your T's and dotting your I's. You're doing your research, okay? And you're talking to people that have knowledge about this too. So this is a calculated risk. You're weighing your pros and cons. You're educating yourself with respects to whatever this is that you want to pursue. It doesn't have to be a stock. It can be a job that you don't really have experience in, or that you're interested in, or you don't feel that you would get hired because you don't have experience in, but you do your research on the company, you really practice and doing your interview skills, you really ramp up your resume, and you take that risk and you get it, type of thing. Okay. Or you want to start a YouTube channel, you've never done it before, it kind of gives you nervous feelings, and you're kind of not feeling like you're not ready for something. Okay. But when things like this happen, it's always good to just start things, and you can continue your process on learning about it and how to better yourself at it as you go, because it's like having a baby, there's never going to be a right time, right? So just get started and take that calculated risk. Like, make sure I don't really like censoring yourself, okay? But in these times of days, like, I'm careful with certain things about my identity and stuff like that, because in this day and age, depending on where you work, depending on what you talk about on YouTube, so this is like, you need to calculate your risks. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not for censorship whatsoever at all. All right. So taking a calculated risk in that sense, like, is it worth it for you to pursue this thing or not? And do you feel comfortable with that risk as well? And it's being said here that you are protected, but just make sure that you are looking at it from all angles, is what I'm saying. Okay, with the King of Wands, we have the Eight of Swords. So if you're feeling that you've been stuck or that you have been held back, you've been a little bit lacking movement in some sort of situation, it is all kind of in your head, okay? The swords are about thought processes, mental capacities, ideologies, ways of thinking, ideas, okay? And this can be indicated of you being in control of it's like any sort of restrictions that are seemingly imposed onto you are self-imposed. All right. Now you see here, she's kind of in encaged in, sorry, there's beeping. There's like a truck outside. I don't know why. It's Tuesday. All right. Anyways, she's encapsulated in this cave here. Not a cave, a cage. But it doesn't go all the way around her. It goes halfway around her. They're not really close together here. And she's bound up with this tether, and it's not very tight either, and she's blindfolded. Okay, the tide is coming up, so she has to get going, but she feels stuck. She feels defeated, and she's like in victim mode kind of thing, and she's waiting for someone else to come and save her, but no one is coming to save you. And this is a self-imposed restriction here. You have the power to release yourself here, my dear Sagittarius. It's all in your head. Okay, all you have to do is, she could either lean up against the sword and cut the tether to free herself so she can take the blindfold off and run away back to the castle here. Or she can actually just like push herself out of this thing, because it's really not tight at all, and like walk out of this semicircle of a cage here, and unblindfold herself. So, you know, eights are a number of foundation and structure, okay? But you know, these are like wet sand. I've never even noticed this before. These are in wet sand, and so this is not providing a solid foundation for whatever like cage or enclosure this is going to be. Okay, so they'll also start to sway as the water comes up too. So this is all in your control. So if you've been feeling stuck, you've been feeling like you haven't had any movement moving forward, you're being asked to step, like, remember who you are. Remember who you are, Sagittarius, and how powerful you are, and how smart you are. You are the philosopher. You are the sage, right? So you need to remember this, and any sort of limiting beliefs that you have, any sort of inner critic that you have going on right now, that you can't do something, or that, you know, it's all your fault, or that things aren't working out, that doesn't help you, right? Acknowledge those thoughts for what they are, and then see what they are as well, that they are you know, the self-sabotage. I get it all the time too. I don't just preach these things. I actually try to follow my own advice, and I know it is hard sometimes. Okay. So, you know, but there is an exercise that you can do that is part of cognitive behavioral therapy, of like, if you have a feeling of like a self-limiting belief or a critical belief of yourself, sit down and write it down and write the pros and cons. Okay, right? Like give yourself evidence for and against whatever this is. So say I'm a failure, right? Maybe that's something in your head. Okay, I'm just using this as an example. What are the things that you've accomplished in the last week? What are the things that you've accomplished in the last month, year, 5 years, 10 years? And then ask yourself if you're a failure. Okay, and this is based on your own expectations of yourself, not on your families, not on your mothers, not on societies. Okay, this is on who you are and who you want to be and what you want to accomplish. Okay, and so taking that risk as well, so to understand that you are in control over your own life. And where am I going with that? I just lost my train of thought. Okay, we're going to keep moving, and I'm going to get back to it. That was weird. Yes. Okay, so you are manifesting something into your life here. And we have the Page of Cups. So getting out of your head, right? We're getting out of our head. We are acknowledging any self-limiting beliefs that we might be having, acknowledging them when we see them and letting them pass. We're making evidence for it. We're doing like a little list, providing evidence if we need to see that. Or like if you say, you could also, like, somebody might be thinking, I'm a bad person. Like, so what's the evidence for that, right? So usually, most of the time, you don't really have much evidence for this, and it's just like one of those self-sabotaging beliefs that you have because you're trying to build something new to yourself. Okay, and there's always going to be that little critic, that little, I don't like to say devil, but like that little inner critic that likes to sabotage you. And I get this all the time. So you can prove to yourself that you're not good, but you are. Okay, you just need to keep pushing and walking, like, just get out of this situation. Okay, push through these tethers and let's get back to the castle. You know why? Because you're manifesting things that are coming in. The pages bring news and communication. So you're going to be getting some news and communication coming in, and it's something about what you're trying to manifest here. Okay, what you're trying to bring in. This energy of the King of Wands, like being bold, being assertive, going after what you want, and you're stepping into the energy of what you want, okay? And it's working. The story of the Page of Cups is that he has this cup, and we as observers don't know if this fish inside this cup is actually real or if it's a product of his imagination. But all of the core cards of the cups are very intuitive. They're extremely in tune with their emotions. They're psychic. They can manifest things. They dabble in the occult. They're witches, so they are very powerful in bringing things from their mind into existence with their manifestation skills. So get out of your head, okay? You're getting things done. You don't need this energy. You don't. Neither do I. Okay. Okay. With the King of Wands, we have, you're building something of sound structure here. Okay. You're building something of sound structure. Remember when I was saying the eights are a card of solid foundation and structure, but these are your limiting thoughts and beliefs, okay? And as the tide raises high, they're going to dissipate, they're going to dissolve. All right. And what you really are creating here is something really beautiful, and it can be even community oriented. You see how he's in the basement here? Number threes are not usually a card that signifies solid foundation, but do you see here he's in a basement, and basements are the foundation of a building. And he has created, like, you see there's tools here, and he has not only created this pillar and this doorway structure very intricately, but he's also carved out this beautiful statue with his hands. So perhaps you are creating something with your hands. On a normal Rider-Waite deck, there are two other people here, and he is standing on this on this step, and they're looking at him like he is very well known in what he's doing. Like, you are a master builder. You are people look up to you, Sagittarius. So don't be feeling like this. Okay? You're actually like quite well thought of in the community, and you need to keep going. Tap into the action-oriented energy of the King of Wands, this fire energy, and continue pursuing whatever this skill is that you're looking to develop and to hone it, right? You are going to be getting some attention. I'm getting with what you're trying to make here, what your skills are, and you're going to be lauded. This is very nice to see. Okay, you're going to be like celebrated. Then we have the Six of Swords. So whatever this is here, this is temporary, thank goodness. because you are moving, now you've reached the shore. So you were going through choppy waters, okay? And then you are now reaching, you had gone through choppy waters to get to calm waters, and now you're at the shore and you're getting off the boat into this new island, okay, onto the new land. And so you've left everything behind here. This is a mother and a baby. They've left all of their belongings behind, and the guide. This guide is not her husband or the father of the child. This guide is It's a signification of the universe, and the universe is taking you. It's helping you, guide you to a new place, a new land. Okay, and this is something that you are co-creating with the universe. Okay, because we have here, you're manifesting this into existence and you're building it with your own hands. All right. So you're co-creating with the universe here. The universe is seeing your hard work, and it is going to bring things in for you and help you on your journey and guide you to where you need to go. Okay. And it's funny because these are the thoughts that do not serve you. And so you're being encouraged to leave behind those thoughts that do not serve you, shed everything that does not serve you, and only take what you need that helps you on your journey. Okay. And then with the Page of Cups, we have the Moon. Things are happening behind the scenes that perhaps you are not noticing. Like there's movement here. There is movement. Yeah, so see, I was getting that before. You're blindfolded, okay? And then there's still the tide happening and things are going on like that you're not seeing, okay? So this can be like the things happening behind the scenes that the universe is doing that you don't see, that is helping you go to this new, that is helping exponentially move you faster in this boat to the new life, to this new energy, to this whatever this is that you're building. Okay. And when we have this card with the Page of Cups, you're developing some psychic skills. You're developing some manifestation skills where you're like intuition, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, telepathy. All this stuff is heightening and increasing right now for you, Sagittarius. Please let me know in the comments if that's true, because that is what the moon is. You're getting downloads, and you pay even attention to your dreams at this time. Okay, you might be having really heavy imagery. You might want to have a dream book laying beside your bed and write down like all of the things that you remember, because there might be some patterns with the images that are coming in, and you can look it up either in a dream dictionary or online with respects to what the symbolism means. Okay. And yeah, so you see here, like there's a crustacean coming out of the pool. This is the pool of universal consciousness. And this is the path that we are going on, okay? We are being asked to tap into our unconscious. And this is a dog and a wolf. And one represents our raw, primitive side, and one represents our domesticated side. And we're being asked to tap into all of these things, our unconscious, our subconscious, our conscious, okay, and our raw, undeveloped side, like our left brain, and our domesticated, heightened side, more developed, right? And these ominous pillars here are indicative of our obstacles that we must go to. These mountains are our goal. We need to not turn around despite any self-limiting beliefs that we might be having, however hard this might be for us. We are creating something beautiful. We are manifesting a new life into existence here. The universe has our back, and we're being encouraged not to turn around. We need to keep going down this path and screw those obstacles. We need to get to those mountains. We need to get to that goal. And the moon and the sun will light our way and expose different truths to us on our journey as well. All right. But you're definitely you're definitely your manifestation skills are heightened right now, and also your extrasensory abilities are being developed at an exponential rate at this moment. Okay, we're going to end off with a sacred geometry card, and we have transmutation. All right, number 44. You're going through a dynamic change right now, Sagittarius. There we go. This card reflects multiple of six-sided geometry. It is space, power, time transmuted by consciousness. Consciousness, like on the moon. Represented are energies forms, fire and lightning, nuclear and solar, all active and dynamic, but transmuting form to something very new. Pulling this card suggests that there is dynamic change at work in your life. This change is beyond what you have experienced before and promises to transmute the very core of your being into someone you might not recognize from your present perspective, right? So you're leaving your old self behind. When time and space are viewed as holographic rather than linear, or as in the Hopi tradition, as a river on which one can travel forward and backward, it becomes clear that any event has more than one possible outcome. Quantum physics tells us that the observer affects the outcome of the experiment. Metaphysical thought further suggests that by our intentions, we create our own future. All views indicate that we as individuals have an effect on the holographic nature of reality. Once you realize and learn to utilize this function of intention, you have a responsibility for not only the consequences of your behavior, but also the consequences of your thoughts, right? What are the consequences of your thoughts here? They're self-limiting. Know that you are a very powerful being, and you're very powerful with your intentions right now. Pay attention to all your thoughts and transmute the ones that trouble you or cause fear. Wow, this is amazing. By transmuting fear, we are helping to usher in unity, consciousness, heart connection, and compassion. A very beautiful reading. If this reading resonated for you, my dear Sagittarius, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That is something that you'd like to do. You could also hit that bell notification to let you know when I release new videos. And if you want a more holistic approach as to what is going on with your week, not only check out your sun sign, but also your moon, your rising, and your Venus. I am truly grateful for all the energy you've brought me here today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye-bye.